Greetings and salutations, folks. It is Friday morning. It is a little bit after 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And welcome to episode 8 of Shootin' the Breeze. I'm one of your hosts, Taker's Minion, and my co-host is MDS, Mr. Dr. Senju. Good morning or good evening to you over in the land of the rising sun.
Good evening. Oh, God. It has been a long day, sir. It has been a long week. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been a long week for me, too. And joining us today as a guest commentator on the show is Don Lupo Cusmano. How you doing, Sal?
Hey, guys. I'm pretty good, you know.
That's
what it is.
Huh?
It is what it is. I'm good. It's just getting ready to go back to school in the fall, so things are kind of getting stressful around here.
Oh, joy. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get on with it. The week that was WWE go-home shows for both Raw and SmackDown.
Taker, before we even start.
Oh, yes.
Have you forgotten something?
I just thank you for reminding me. I also want to send a shout-out and well wishes to the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Recover quick. We wish him a speedy recovery and hope he gets well soon.
Yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers are with his family.
It's bad what happened, but we got to move on. And hopefully Ric Flair and the Flair family would soldier on through this.
Yes. He'll kick out his 2.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's move on.
Let's dive right into Raw. Monday Night Raw. 3 hours of wrestling. Well, it was like more closer to 2 hours and 48 minutes, I guess, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure time-wise. I can talk to Canaanite, I guess, about that. This show kept my attention. I watched it Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
I sped through because I have TiVo. I'm lucky like that, and I was able to speed through the commercials, but I didn't want to leave my seat.
That's good
because it was a great show all in all.
Yeah, surprisingly, I mean, in my personal opinion, I think in these past 2 weeks, Raw kind of upset SmackDown on terms of entertainment basis and on a quality story standpoint. It's kind of nice. I'm not really sure. What about you?
They all, in my opinion, they took all the stories that they've been telling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said last week, they started turning them towards this is like the coming to the home stretch to the pay-per-view. They were coming, they were coming around the final turn.
Yep.
And now they're down the home. They went down the home stretch beautifully with all the stories that they're telling for SummerSlam, for Raw's brand, for Raw's end of it anyway.
Agreed.
What say you, Sal?
I actually really like this episode of Raw. I feel like the last hour kind of let it down, but that's because it had Bray and Finn, and I cannot be asked to care about either of them at this point.
Oh yeah, the bucket of blood, yes.
And then they've had JJ, which I've mentioned many times. I was a huge Alpha Mark, American Alpha Mark, but my God, his singles run has been not good.
Yeah, I agree, because if you focus on American Alpha as a whole, Chad Gable would be the one who has the more charisma than Jason Jordan. Yeah. I mean, not to knock on Jason Jordan as a character as a whole, but his singles run, we haven't really seen him do a decent amount of promo even before he was pulled out.
He doesn't have a place for it.
Yeah, I mean, Gable was always the better speaker of the two.
Yes, that's true. Because we have to remember that Gable entered NXT as a heel, which in turn he has to develop his heelish character persona in a sense.
Right.
Yeah. Back to say Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor in an issue, because I think we have a lot to nitpick on this one. What do you think about it? What do you guys think about it?
He poured what was it? Acidic viscous liquid over him. I'm pretty sure that was the exact term Cole used.
Yes, an acidic something. Yeah, he used these big $100 words to say basically what all that stuff was stage blood that he poured on.
Because we can't say blood anymore.
Nope. No. I was commenting that somehow Vince found a new book that he can pull out new phrases, and this is what he did.
Yes,
because they've been saying picking the bones a lot too.
True. I mean, okay, in a storyline standpoint, I have said this last week. I have said this the past 2 weeks. The storyline isn't there. You already have the skeletal part. You don't have a lot of meat on the bones. I'm saying this again and again because we don't really know what the motivation for Bray Wyatt attacking Finn Balor is, what their motivation of a feud is.
Sal, do you think you can tell us what it is? But I sure to hell can't.
All I can say is what commentary has been saying is that Bray wants to fight the demon. Now, why he wants to fight the demon, I have no idea. Exactly. I think they expect me to think, oh, because lol, he's crazy. So, you know, I mean, that is, I'm pretty sure that is their reasoning for everything Bray Wyatt does. Oh, he's crazy. That's why. Oh, he's crazy. That's why. Yeah, Charles Manson was crazy too, but you know, there was at least, I don't want to say a method to his madness, but you could at least look at his mind and say, oh yeah, that's why he did what he did. You know, like he thought the police or something was corrupt, so that's why he committed all those crimes or whatever. You know,
yes.
It wasn't just, oh, he's crazy. It's like, no, he's crazy and he thought this, that's why.
I think in the sense WWE want us to assume that he's crazy so that it's a cheap cop-out for a cheap reason. I mean, it's not.
We've already got, but the problem is we've already got one crazy man on the roster, and that's Dean Ambrose.
But he's in the middle of a blooming tsundere love affair with Seth.
Tsundere love affair. That's the first.
You cannot tell me, MDS, you cannot tell me you didn't look at that and didn't see any traces of that. You know their heads were in song.
Here's the question. Which one is the tsundere?
I was thinking Dean, because he was all like, you know, I cannot trust you anymore. Like, you already burned me once. He wouldn't put his fist down until the end. And then he would hug Seth and then act like, no, I don't like you anymore. That is classic tsundere, man.
Okay. Fair enough. I got the point. Fair enough. Kudos to you. Kudos to you for taking Japanese again.
I know, seriously. Oh my god. I've been saying that for the past few weeks, and that's what's made that feud for me.
Yeah, okay. It's a quick segue to both Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose's segment, which I like.
Oh,
the only thing that I love it. The only thing that I could nitpick is that it's kind of early for them to reunite again. I don't know. It's my personal opinion. It's a little bit too early.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I would have liked to see them do the fist bump after they win the titles at SummerSlam.
Exactly. On that note, because
the question I have with this is Roman going to come out and help?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I think he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, because like I said last week, until Roman Reigns settles all his differences with the World Heavyweight title, sans or with or without the title at hand, him slotting himself into this budding reuniting of the Shield again could work. Because let's not forget, Taker. Ambrose Alley said this last week. What if Roman Reigns became the Peacemaker?
Well, it doesn't look like that's necessary right now.
Yeah, because
that kind of went out the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that went out the window when both of them did the fist bump. So yeah. But again, yes, we see Dean acting out his tsundere side to him again.
Yes. Oh my god. I never really got shipping communities before this, but after this, I'm like, you know what? I ship these two.
Please do not bring back the memories of, okay, who's shipping who? Who's shipping who?
God. Like back in the States, like 5 years ago, like for like in all the anime circles, that was like every like Naruto X Hina, Naruto X Sakura, Naruto X Sasuke, and all that shit from Naruto. It's just like, my god, they went on and on and on. Never understood it at all.
Now you understand why.
Now I understand it.
But again, yeah, okay. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins did the fist bump. Okay, fine. Bump fist to a thunderous ovation.
Yes, exactly.
I think it was par of the course, the best moment on the night for Raw that time.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but let's not forget the other focus, the number one contenders match, Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. In a sense, to me, I think Banks and Jax have really gotten good chemistry based on a chemistry side of things. They really mesh well together with Jax's power set and Banks's never say die attitude. I like it, but I think it's more because Banks is winning on her hometown, which is her boss town. So yeah, I think it's a good match, and tension that exists between Banks and Bliss would not be overlooked before SummerSlam. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I had a good laugh Monday night late, and because I read, and this is a sad thing to say, CMG Bear.
Okay.
The abridged.
Okay.
It was. I guess it was one of his last. It was his last one because I don't think he did one for SmackDown. But
he did one for SmackDown. That was the last one.
I haven't seen it yet, but
okay.
I sit there and laugh when I read them because they're absolutely hysterical. But when you read that and then go watch the shows, he calls it pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, you see the bank statement, and I'm just sitting there going, "Oh God, is this going to be like this?" And it sure was. But because bank statement,
nah.
Yeah, nah. Oh, because bank statement,
You're making a statement and your opponent says, "Nah, I'm not doing this."
No.
But
I can see it though.
And quick shout out to CMIG Bear for making his last appearance in the abridged version of the WWE shows. We hope to see you again, man, if you have the time to do it. I'm not going to comment about the next match, which is R-Truth versus Elias.
Was it even a match?
It wasn't even a match. It went to no contest.
It didn't even start. I mean,
it went to no contest straight away.
Yeah. R-Truth doing his thing, coming up, what's up? And next thing you know, he's punched out, like his lights are punched out. Elias grabs the guitar. I thought he was going to swing it and gets out of the ring and walks away.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he can't be breaking too many of them, man. I mean, that cost all his busking money. He had that one.
The only thing I'm still going to nitpick until the end of time is the poor man had his name cut to just Elias.
Yes.
Well,
what are all the missing names we got now? We have like Antonio from Antonio Cesaro, Alexander from Rusev.
Yes.
Samson from Elias, Langston from Big E.
Yes.
There was one more. Who was that last one?
You forgot Adrian Neville from Neville.
Oh, Adrian, yes. So it's like Adrian, Langston.
From Neville.
Yo, Adrian.
Yo, Adrian. Yeah. No. So it's like what? Adrian, Antonio, Alexander, Samson,
Langston. Yeah.
Yes. We should just make a wrestler with that name just as a rib on Vince.
I was thinking that. Take all the names that they've cut
and make
a character out of all those names.
Yep.
Okay, your new name right now is Alexander Langston.
Yep.
Or we can just mesh everything up to one.
Alexander Antonio, Samson, Langston,
Adrian. I mean, I've already made peace with this, even though I could rant off again with WWE and his continued insistence on using one-word names. So there's that. But okay.
I don't get that.
I don't either. And I already have made my point very clear last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Taker can.
It's almost as bad as me going off about Sal's favorite wrestler.
Oh, I'm going to surprise you here and say the Miz stuff this week, I was bored by it. Like I said on Twitter, like I said earlier, the last hour up until the big lads, the big guys, I was bored.
I mean, at least in this kind of situation, it's just Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan versus the Miz Taraj.
Yeah,
but it was decent.
Fire.
It was decent. Yeah, it was decent dumpster fire. It's not bad as in bad.
No.
I mean,
it was a total nothing on a show trios match, the kind of stuff you use to pad out a show.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
CMLL does trios much better than the WWE does.
Oh, of course they do. That's because trios are such a huge thing down there. That's like their go-to tag.
Mm-hmm. And even if I wanted to drag this out, NJPW does trios much better than WWE.
Oh yeah, of course they do. They actually have dedicated trios belts over in New Japan too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but AAA's got Triple Mania every year too.
Oh God, AAA. That's a dumpster fire of a promotion to rival even GFW.
The question is, which one's going to go out of business first, GFW or AAA?
You know, I want to say GFW, but they've somehow managed to survive in spite of everything they have ever done. Yeah, well, they have. I mean, we all thought they'd be dead years ago by now, but they are somehow still alive. Yes, they are the cockroach that will not die.
Yeah, even I think even if you drop a nuclear bomb on this,
Yeah.
pun not intentional.
Yeah.
GFW will still be here.
Yes, they'll survive. Find a way to survive. They'll outlive me.
It's Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett will figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah,
Yes.
and quick segue, they actually managed to pull out someone who was already retired and already told that she's retired and came back in Taryn Terrell. That is one surprise. What did you guys do to get her back from there? From her monk retirement? I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, she
How
was
much
a monk?
No, I meant in the sense that she retired. She wanted to have a family on her own.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've gathered from her tweet. I think it was from her Twitter or Instagram. I think the last post when she did it. But yeah. But okay. Like I said, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, don't know really anything.
I have a comment on that. You know, we were talking about. I wanted to go back to that before we go on any further. And I've talked to you about this before, MDS.
Yep.
You know, we've got Finn Balor breaking out the demon at SummerSlam. He has said several times in the past that every time he brings the demon out, he loses more and more of himself. He has said this. This is public knowledge. What, you know, you and I talked about the new Bullet Club, or the club being reformed with Gallows, Anderson, and Finn.
Yeah, last week. Sure.
You know, let Finn keep, you know, let this match be the one where the demon actually takes over. You don't actually see him painted up all the time, but the demon takes over Finn's soul. And you see it more in his eyes. You see the dark in his eyes. And something happens where the Good Brothers come out, and, you know, where the Gallows and Anderson come out to save Finn from something. They wind up forming this faction. But what Finn winds up doing is turning all three of them heel. And they go to the opposite side of them as a trio. Because we all know the club would be considered a heel group.
Might as well. I mean, it's better than what they're doing with Finn now and putting him in a fight. I mean, I look at it like this. You put anyone against Bray Wyatt, you are ruining them.
True, because, well, you have a guy who's, I believe he's not scripted at all. And when he's not scripted, you rely on him to do these elaborate kind of promos where you don't really understand what he's saying.
Yeah, like he can actually, like, the way he talks is good. You know, like the way he actually says things, his cadence and stuff, his voice inflections, that's all good. Yes. It's the stuff he's saying that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, not to knock on him too much, because the first few months where he's putting himself out there with promos, that is so encapturing and so enrapturing. Even with the Wyatt family versus the Shield back then. Yeah. Those promos kill.
They do.
Yeah.
But
nowadays,
nowadays
it's, I don't know what's going on.
Nowadays, go ahead.
I would say, I think it's because back then, like, while we did speak in tongues and stuff, it was sort of like, I think it's two things. One, he kind of made it so it was still somewhat relevant and you could kind of see where he was going with it to a degree. And two, it was new. We hadn't really seen that before. Now he just mumbles whatever the hell he mumbles, and we've seen it already.
Wait a minute. We saw that back in the 90s with Taker and Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer was the one that spoke in tongues and circles.
Well, true, but I should say, like, people like me, because I started watching in 07. So
you have to remember that.
I started.
And yeah, here's the difference between Taker. Here's the difference between Undertaker and Paul Bearer and the Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt does all the talking, and he's mostly carrying himself forward as the cult leader / preacher, those kind of things. Preacher from the backwaters kind of thing. That's his character stick. Undertaker, he's a lot more steeped into the supernatural and the religious side of things, if I could say that, in a sense.
I can see that.
Yeah, because you see his character, and he's associated with the dead and graveyards and burials and all that. Yes, there's going to be an element of religiousness in there, because you have to remember at that time, WWE was edgier. They can push the boundaries a lot more at that time. So it's a different take on a similar path for two of the characters. Yeah. And yes, Bray Wyatt right now is still doing the cult leader thing, and now I don't really understand what he's going through. Half of the time I'm going, what are you trying to say here?
That's all I ever say when I see him. Like, only I'm yelling at angrily, like, what are you trying to tell me? I'm just
what is the point? Yes. What is the point of you pouring viscous acidic liquid on Finn?
Seriously. I don't get that. Why can't you say blood, Cole? Are you afraid the 5-year-olds are going to be too traumatized? They just saw a man covered in it. You calling it blood isn't going to make it any worse.
You not calling it blood.
Yeah, I mean, that's a sad state that they're not, but this is what wrestling has become. Nowadays, you'll never hear me say I don't like the term sports entertainment, because it's a sport or it's entertainment. It can't be both.
Yeah, it's how it is. It is how it is, and we have to accept it for what it is now. We can advocate for change, but the change is going to be slow. But anyways, what do you guys like about the show so far? Aside from Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose doing the fist bump, I'm going to take a gander. The 4-way altercation is going to be another one of your high spots.
Oh, yes.
My personal high spot, and this is because this guy is my favorite cruiserweight. My boy won the big one.
Oh, yes, Akira Tozawa.
Let's not forget that one.
Yeah.
Titus Worldwide finally gets their first title in the cruiserweight division, with Akira Tozawa winning it.
Yeah.
And that was a well-paced, fast. It was fast-moving, fast-paced, what a cruiserweight match should be. Yep. There wasn't a lot of rest holds. They went.
They did.
And, you saw a lot of the lucha libre style go on in the match that I've been grown to enjoy watching CMLL on Friday nights.
Yeah.
It was like I was sitting there going, boy, these guys are tearing. They tore the house down, even though they were in what you would call the death spot. They tore the house down.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I really like this match. I mean, like you said, they had that lucha style because Tozawa for years worked in Dragon Gate, which was a lucha strong style hybrid promotion. So, he's very familiar with it. And I mean, it was a good match. And I think it was Crazy Chris and CJ who mentioned it on their show that 205 Live has quietly been putting on some really damn good matches. And they have. And the Cruisers tonight on Raw, they put on a very, very good match. And, I marked the hell out when Tozawa won. I'll admit it.
Oh, I did too. I was happy to see Neville go down.
I know.
Yeah.
And then to watch 205 Live, because I watched that too yesterday. And to watch that, to see how devastated Neville looked.
He reminded, someone posted saying, I think it was Bexley on Twitter, he said he reminded him of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. But when I looked at him, I saw King Theoden. Like, you guys remember King Theoden when he was like possessed by Wormtongue or Sauron or whatever?
I vaguely remember.
Yes. He totally reminded me of King Theoden.
King Theoden was possessed by Sauron.
So if we're going to talk about people who are paranoid, let's look at Brian Kendrick for a second.
Jeez. I saw that. He was looking all over the place like, holy crap, I'm afraid it's all hell from Jack Gallagher.
I like the edge they put on Gallagher, too.
Yes. Yeah,
he's the gentleman, but yes, this is one character that I say, this is a gentleman, fine, but he's a gentleman that can kick ass.
Yep.
I'm seeing a heel turn happening. I'm seeing a double turn between Kendrick and Gallagher. Gallagher going heel and Kendrick going face.
I hope not. Gallagher's like the one not evil foreign person we have at this point.
Yeah, and we kind of advocated that we do not want foreigners that are portrayed as heels nowadays.
Oh God, that SmackDown segment, when we get to that, that's going to be awkward as all hell.
Yep.
Pete Dunne is a heel.
Yeah. As a heel
But
too.
he's an effective heel rather than him using that. I'm a British. I kick ass and I hate you Americans. No, that's not his stick.
Yeah, he's just an asshole.
Yeah, he's just an ass.
And that's what I could see Gallagher being, just an asshole.
Okay, I mean, if they make him a heel just because he's an asshole, that's one thing. We're cool with that, you know. I mean, being an asshole knows no nationality. There's plenty of assholes in this country. Just look at them.
Don't go there.
I'm not gonna say no. I was gonna say Charlottesville.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's another sad thing. Thoughts and prayers to the families.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers to those families.
Yeah. Seriously, that's what I was saying. You know, Charlottesville. Like, my God. God bless. But, you know, just getting away from that now because that's a whole other crack of worms. Sorry about that.
Well, then, and look at it yesterday. What happened in, I think it was Spain?
Yeah.
Barcelona getting
Barcelona getting hit. And then today we had Finland get hit.
Mm-hmm. A lot of things.
No country.
Yeah, assholes knows no countries. But in a sense, on the storyline telling, we could see that it's too effective sometimes.
Yeah.
When played right. But
anyway. I don't know the whole story with Kendrick and Gallagher. I don't know it because I haven't watched 205 Live much. I'm going to probably start watching more because that episode I watched yesterday was.
Well, they've had beef.
They are quietly getting the their people over.
Yeah,
it's the matches are great. The matches have been fantastic.
Because you remember what I said about 205 from last two episodes. They have cut down the excess fat. Like, just concentrate on the strong storylines that you have, which are 3 right now at the moment. And they did that. And they put a lot more focus on the champion, which is on currently right now it's Tozawa. Previously it was Neville. They concentrated all on their storylines on this, and they circulated it on all these 3 storylines, and they made it good. And they improved the show.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. It's quietly they made themselves to be the underdogs of the wrestling shows as a whole. You can say that quietly they've become the 4th show you should watch after NXT, but it's slowly and surely improving. And I have nothing but praise with what they're doing now.
Yeah, hopefully.
Let's run down a quicker. Let's do a quick rundown of the rest of the show on Raw. We have Mickie James versus Emma, which is a filler show, for my opinion. Filler segment, filler match. Big Show. Okay,
Mickie going over was I expected.
Yeah, it was expected. Because I think they're gonna make it's either that they have a rib on Emma for complaining too much, or this is a storyline that Emma wanted, where she complains, she whines, and she gets punished for that. It's an option that I see.
Yeah, the petulant child, your petulant daughter, who doesn't get her way.
Yes, exactly.
I want it now, Daddy. From
really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna date your son to get ahead of the game.
How is that a threat? I'm gonna date your son. My God.
I think it was kind of like a pseudo threat, but a threat that humorously failed in opinion.
I know.
It did. Because the first match, Kurt's going, well, if you want to get noticed, fine. You have a match with Nia Jax. Squash match.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Next up, we have the Big Show, Big Cass, Enzo, all that.
If I can review this segment really quick, here's what I did while that was going on. I literally went on the internet, went on startapetition.org or something like that, and made a petition to get Big Show removed from this feud.
I saw that.
Yes, that is literally what I did while this was going on. I wanted Big Show out of this feud. He deserves better than this.
He does.
He does. I mean, okay.
He's one of the cornerstones of freaking WWE now, and they're. I'm sorry, Vince, if you're listening. Tough shit. You're shitting all over the Big Show now.
Seriously. I mean, the dude went and got himself in great shape. Probably the best shape he's been in his whole career.
It is. He has said that more than once.
Yeah, he's been working hard. You know, it's like, and this is what we're giving him. You know, a 20-plus year veteran and a guy who just got himself in the best shape of his career at pretty much the end of his career. This right here, Enzo and Cass.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let's compare this to last week's horror show with this kind of segment. At least this is better.
Yeah.
This is better showing than the last week where it stunk the place down terribly. Okay, but just a quick wrap up on this. I think it was a solid show. Again, surprising. Raw pulled out a second week of good shows.
Yeah.
A thumbs up on my end. And if you want to give it a quick grade, I'd give it a B, a solid B.
Well, we need to talk about the clothes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the beef off.
The beef, and it's looking like I'm going to call this the RB Bowl for the Universal Championship. Arby's Bowl, because there's always been, and they're now Arby's is hawking these 8-ounce sandwiches.
Yes.
And just before they had the beef in the ring, you had the commercial about the beef.
Okay. Oh God.
We've got the meats.
Yeah. Oh, there's this one thing, like I saw a YouTube video the other day. There's the like secret menu items, or if you ask for a certain thing, like it's not on the menu, but like they know what it is.
Yes.
Arby's has this one thing called like the meat mountain. It's like every single meat they have on a sandwich piled high, and it's like $10.
That sounds good.
It's good. No, it does. It's huge though. I saw a picture of it. It's freaking huge. It's like I don't know. I'd say it's probably a good like. The meat stack itself is probably a good 4 or 5 inches tall. That's
that's quite tall. Anyway, okay,
that's artery clogging.
Yes.
And suddenly we're talking about food, guys. Please,
it's your fault with that salmon post, you idiot.
Oh man.
Also, not my fault now.
Yes.
Yeah, I went and looked at it. It's like my mouth started to water. I'm like, damn it.
Seriously. I'm like, I'm not even a huge fan of salmon, and I thought that looked freaking delicious.
I am not ashamed by anything I post on Twitter. It's good. It's supposed to be there. Anyway,
this is too much fun, damn it.
I know it really is. We're having too much fun. We need to be more serious and grumpy.
Let's get,
it's hard. Let's get back to the beef in the ring.
Okay.
Okay, we got 1,100 pounds of man or flesh or meat, whatever you want to call it, beef in the ring. Jesus, 1,100 pounds, man. That's a lot of weight in that ring.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Hopefully the ring can handle it Sunday.
I mean, okay. The four-way was great, as usual. They really hammered this home. Some of the comments that I read on other sites are saying that they're basically killing Samoa Joe's momentum now, because I mean, he has been speared by Reigns and got pinned by Lesnar, all that shit. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think that this actually killed Samoa Joe's momentum. He's still the badass that we know. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you have 4 huge guys. I mean, someone's gonna get beaten up a little bit. I don't think they're killing him at all. I just think,
it's an after effect on you throwing 4 people in at the same time. Someone's gonna get treated. Someone's gonna get treated a little bit poor.
Somebody's gonna get beat the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the funny thing I liked about it is that Braun Strowman had about, I was the last man standing, and Joe cut him off and said, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been standing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was badassery at best.
It was. I did like in that segment how they're all talking and Roman just comes down and spears him.
Yeah, no shit's given. No shit given.
He gave absolutely he gave zero fucks when he did it.
That is the Reigns that you really wanted to see.
Yes.
No shit.
That's the Roman spearing the holy shit out of Triple H in Philadelphia twice.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the character, and the pop was amazing.
It was.
He got an amazing pop for it, but then all of a sudden it turned to boo because people were like, "Oh yeah, that's right, we're supposed to boo this guy."
That is how it is. Yes,
it's like when John Cena's music first starts playing, you hear the big pop, and then all of a sudden half of it turns to boos. Oh shit, there's John Cena. We got to boo. Hey, John Cena sucks. John.
Yeah. And how fun is it that John Cena has officially turned into 2005 Kurt Angle, which was his first big feud.
Yes, exactly. It's so ironic though.
I know it's circular, man.
He completed a full circle. His first opponent is Kurt Angle, and now he's like Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I think final thoughts on this. Final thoughts on Raw. basically.
Good show.
Great show.
Good show indeed.
Good show. If I ask you for a grade, what will you give?
B
Go ahead,
plus.
B plus.
I give it a solid B plus. Yeah.
Okay.
Same here,
generous.
solid B plus. That's 2 weeks in
Okay.
a row.
You guys are generous. I'm giving it a B. Solid B.
I know. There was a lot of fluff in there, but the only thing I absolutely really hated was the Finn Bray stuff.
Yeah,
it's giving the fans what they want at SummerSlam. We're going to see the Demon.
Yeah.
Unless there's a swerve. Unless there's a swerve and Finn comes out without the Demon persona.
It'd be a hell of a thing to do. Bait and switch.
You want people to riot?
I want to
riot?
I want to bait and switch because I think it's a little bit too early for him to show the Demon if you want to continue the feud a little bit more.
Yeah. I do think him saying, "Oh, you're going to see the Demon on Sunday." Oh, well, thank you, man. You know, they kind of ruins the mystique. You know.
Yeah, you should have waited, not said a word.
Well, yeah, just don't say anything. You know, just like, yeah, you're going to see it on Sunday. Okay, thanks for that. Like, I understand like advertising and hyping something up. I get that, but sometimes things really are best as a surprise.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly on point on what I thought about it. Because if you want to make the Demon King a lot more special, don't say anything about it.
Yeah. The best way to do it is like when they did the Beast in the East. We didn't know the Demon was coming. Nobody knew the Demon was coming. We all knew that Finn was going to be there. Finn Balor and Kevin Owens were going to wrestle each other. We didn't know the Demon was coming. Yes. And when the heartbeat started and the red lights, and the heartbeat, everybody went crazy.
Yes, that's exactly what you want.
That is the best way to do it. Is not say a word about it. And then when the music starts, the heartbeat starts.
Yeah,
we know.
That's how you're supposed to build Finn Balor's Demon King persona.
Yes,
make it a persona that is special.
Yep,
in a sense. But anyway, let's quick segue back to from a solid show on Raw and to a rather disappointing second week on SmackDown.
Yes.
Personally, I think they're underwhelmed in the go-to show leading up to SummerSlam. I don't know what's going on these past 2 weeks on SmackDown creative side. Usually they're better than this.
They are.
I mean, the only highlights that I could see is just Natalya versus Becky Lynch. I like that match. It's supposed to be better, but I think it's a good solid warm-up match for Natalya because she's about to face Naomi for SummerSlam for the title.
Disgusting belt.
Yeah. And surprisingly, that's one segment that I like. Surprisingly, I like Rusev versus Chad Gable and the follow-up with Randy Orton. That one I liked.
I hated that, but that's the alpha mark in me. That's the American alpha mark in me.
Yeah, that's the alpha mark. But you know what? Did you notice? He did the accolade on the table.
Oh, yes. That submission on the table.
Oh, my God.
Don't you ever do that. Oh, my God. Yeah. Honestly, if I can just give like a pithy, one sentence review of the show, I was watching Gaki no Tsukai instead.
Why the hell do I know that show? Oh, wait a minute.
Because you live in Japan. If you're asking why the hell I know about that show, I have no idea.
Yeah, why the hell do you know about that show?
I don't know. I freaking love Matsumoto. He's hilarious.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, segue small into Japanese comedians. Matsumoto is one of the veterans.
I'm totally lost here.
We're talking Japanese comedy shows at this point. He so loves me now. MDS could just be talking about this, like, I really like this.
I think if we put on a podcast on this, we're gonna go on 2 hours just babbling about it.
I know.
But anyway.
Yeah. No, but yes, I was watching that instead.
You was watching Japanese slapstick comedy when this happened, but okay, fair enough because it's an underwhelming feud between Rusev and Orton, but I don't see it on that note. I see it on Chad Gable versus Rusev, and Rusev looked like an absolute beast against Gable.
He did. I just kind of found this whole segment funny because you guys remember last fall when American Alpha won the tag titles? Who did Gable pin to win them?
Okay.
Orton. They're now using Gable to make Rusev a credible threat for Orton. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, wrestling booking 101.
I know.
You forget any kind of feud that happened when you go singles.
Yes, forget any and all continuity in wrestling, except when it's convenient to your story.
Yes, exactly. Okay, that's one few bright spots. And then there's Sheamus and Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Shane McMahon collide again. This is just padding for the eventual fight that they're going to get in SummerSlam. It's decent for what it is. So there's not many memorable things that I could remember. I mean, the tag.
Well, the beginning of the show was half decent, where you have where you have the Singh brothers dressed, and it's India's Independence Day, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden, Jinder Mahal, which it's in my opinion, it's time for him to step aside, step down, is talking in his language to his people of, and I'm going to speak to my people in my language of Punjabi, and he starts talking whatever it is. I can get a translation later, and all of a sudden, here goes the violins. Out comes Nakamura.
Okay.
And the first thing Jinder does is he pushes the Singh brothers back, which is something different.
It is.
Yeah, true. It is.
That's a little subtlety I saw. He pushes the Singh brothers back away, and all that happens is Nakamura cuts a promo about I'm going to take the title and the Nakamura dynasty is going to begin. And I agree with it. I want to see Nakamura take Jinder down.
Yep. Yeah, that would be nice. The opening was memorable for all the wrong reasons, though. Right after that attack we mentioned earlier in Charlottesville, we had people booing the fact that it was India's Independence Day.
That's wrong.
Yeah, it is wrong. And it was just one of those things where it's like, can no one read the damn room?
Yeah, it's a little poor on the audience side, but let's not take that into
I know
into focus and all that. But but here's the thing. Here's the funny thing that I feel personally, on my opinion. I mean, the spectacle surrounding his entrances nowadays, coming up to now, nothing about it pointed him to being a villain though. Right now,
I know it's
nothing about his appearance where he appears in regal fashion, wearing traditional Indian garb, celebrating the Indian National Day of Independence, even inviting an Indian singer to sing the national anthem. Nothing about that screams villain.
No,
Nothing.
It doesn't. No. It just screams guy who is proud of his country, which if that's a bad thing, then we have a bunch of people in this country who are terrible people.
Exactly.
What's wrong with being a patriot for your own country? Even if it's not where he's really originally from, he was born in Canada.
Yeah. Exactly. He's proud of his heritage.
Exactly. And I don't have a problem with that at all.
Nope, neither do I.
Neither do I.
And that's been the base of my argument with everybody against Jinder.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's an Indian, so what they're doing the classic booking 101 foreign heel hates America.
Yeah.
You know what though? Even though it's a stale gimmick and everything, it still works.
Yeah.
It's still.
Even today, it works.
I know, and I guess I more hate that it works than anything,
Yeah.
And the thing is that people say, "Oh, Jinder hasn't done anything," blah blah blah. He sells tickets because people want to see him get his ass beat.
Oh,
plain and simple.
I hate humanity right now.
Why could you get mad at me, Sal? Go ahead. I can.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at everyone else.
Oh,
because what Taker says is absolutely correct. This is booking one-on-one. This is booking one-on-one example from how to build a heel. Even though it's a stale move where you take a foreign stick and then just place it on a foreigner and say, "I hate USA. I hate everything that USA stands for. This is my character going forward." But you know that eventually this is going ahead, and you're gonna go buy a ticket just to see. I'm gonna see this guy get his ass whipped by anyone who supports America. Yeah, it's an old, tired gimmick, but it works.
It works, and I hate everything about that.
It's old school, man. What am I, Sal? I'm old school.
I know you're old school, and I know it works. I hate that it works. I wish it never worked anymore because.
And it's good. They're going to do the same thing. They're doing the same thing with Rusev, and it's working.
I know.
People bought tickets to go to Battleground. Was it Battleground?
I think so. Yeah. To see
To
John
see
Cena against Rusev in that flag match,
right? And to see John Cena win.
Oh my god!
Even though half the crowd hates John Cena, quote unquote, air quotes, hate John Cena, they all popped when he planted the flag. They all popped when they put him through when Cena AA'd him through the table that Rusev set up.
They did,
did.
I just felt a bit of shame and uncomfort throughout the whole proceedings. Mainly because this whole thing is just stupid, I mean, I get why people are mad because it's like, oh, this guy's trash talking America. But when that happens, I'm more mad at creative for making him trash talk America in the first place. Like, you can't give me any other reason to hate this guy.
Yeah.
Just tell, hell, make it so oh yeah, this guy, he kicks puppies on days. He kicks puppies every Friday. That would get a lot of people to hate him. Give me some reason to hate him other than he hates my country. Okay, that's nice. I hate a lot of things about my country too. There's a bunch of shit I can rant on.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. You have to give Jinder Mahal another reason for you guys to hate on him. Basically to get heat on him rather than the old tired foreign gimmick. Rather than the old foreign gimmick.
Well, they're doing the same thing with Rusev, so what's the difference?
It's bad with him too, don't get me wrong. And I also argue it's bad because Jinder has the freaking top title. So more of a spotlight is placed on him.
Okay.
And he's, and as I'm going to say this, I know this is going to create problems within our community.
Okay, go ahead.
The internet wrestling community. Jinder's done a hell of a job.
Shooting the breeze.
I know it's shooting the breeze. Jinder's done a hell of a job with the title. He's made it relevant. People say, "Oh, he's boring." Maybe he is boring, but you know what? His in-ring stuff has improved since he's had the title. He's made the title, which is what the person's supposed to do.
He isn't doing it for me, but I'm happy he's doing it for you. I'll say that much.
I look at the body of work he's done since he's been champion. And each match he's had, he's improved more and more.
He is better than when he started. I'll give him that much.
He's better than he was when he was let go from 3MB.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had better damn well be better than that, or else we're having a real problem there.
Or else we're not going to be divisive on this and then just blatantly refuse to accept that Jinder Mahal is the world heavyweight champion. But at least that segment in the beginning of SmackDown gives a lot more credence to the end of SmackDown, where it really just blew up the whole place.
Baron Corbin is officially dead. I'm calling it now. He's dead. His career gone.
Back to NXT to be repackaged into something else.
Oh no, not even NXT can save this poor fucker.
They're gonna send him down there, shave him bald, and call him, put a mask on him, and call him something else.
Yeah, you might as well.
You might as well be.
I mean, let's run through this really quick. Last week got completely ethered by John Cena on the mic. He was destroyed. There was nothing left of that man when John Cena was through with him on the mic.
John Cena literally took him by the literally ate him and spat him back out.
Yeah, he did.
And then he continued it on Twitter and on Instagram.
Yep.
He has owned
Baron Corbin
for the last.
He doubled down on it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And
Corbin lost a Twitter battle with Nikki.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Dave Meltzer. Yeah, no, he went after Dave Meltzer on Twitter. And Dave pretty much owned him. He really did. And I'm just like,
please don't dig your grave.
Yeah. And then
I put out a tweet to him and told him, put the shovel down.
Seriously. He's just dug himself so far deep. He ain't recovering from this.
No. He's not.
And then the cash in. The only other two people to fail in their cash-ins are John Cena, who won by DQ in his match, but didn't win the belt, and Damian Sandow,
it was a non-title match anyway.
It was a non-title match. Yeah, true.
Well, no, John Cena cashed in on I want to say it was Punk, and then Rock attacked, or it was Big Show. Either Big Show or Rock attacked him. So John Cena won by DQ, but he didn't win the belt. And then there was Damian Sandow who cashed in on John Cena.
Who
Damian
failed.
Sandow lost that match, but he got more offense in than Corbin did on Jinder.
I think this is the part where Baron Corbin did Wile E. Coyote stick, where he cannot decide on who he hates more. Do I hate Mahal more for the title, or do I hate Cena more for ethering me last week?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna go with Cena.
Yes.
Well, Cena's big shit-eating grin at the end of it all.
I know.
Oh god!
And then I guess a tweet that he put out about, learn something from this is, you could learn two things, one of two things: A, put blame on others, or B, own it yourself. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, whoa, John, you're just killing this kid. He was absolutely killing him. Yep.
I will give WWE props for this. They realized Baron wasn't working,
and they cut him off immediately.
They cut him off at the knees, and he's going to be fed to John Cena, and that'll probably be the last you see of him. He'll be down on the lower card.
Yeah. Cut him off at the knees. Hell, they cut him off at the neck, man.
Oh, dude. You're doing a disservice by cutting him in the knees. This is cutting him on the neck.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, I could have said they cut him off at the nuts, but
Oh, geez. But you know what I mean? I mean, there is no hope for Corbin anymore. I mean,
no, I agree.
Like, the dude showed some flashes of potential every now and then, but it was never sustained, and it would go very quickly.
I mean, I think the match was.
Oh God, I just got a one-liner from my wife.
Oh, geez.
About Baron Corbin.
Okay.
I think him getting cut off at the nuts. She says, "No, he got neutered."
Well,
that's Mrs. Minion. Yeah,
Yeah, she ain't wrong.
I know she's not wrong.
And Mrs. Taker, Legends lover in the CSS, also gave out a comment. It's sounding like you guys are having way too much fun.
I think we are, yes.
But you know what? We're entitled to cut up and carry on like fools once in a while.
Yes,
exactly.
And how about the smile Cena gave after helping Corbin lose? That was great.
That was great. That was pure Schadenfreude of the highest level.
Yes, it was. Schadenfreude.
It was pure Schadenfreude, and even more Schadenfreude when he's just laughing his ass off while a woman in front of him was flipping the bird.
Oh, I remember seeing that. That was just hilarious.
Yes, she's flipping him off, and he's looking at her, smiling and laughing all the way up the ramp, going, I screwed all you people up.
I know. Oh, God, that was hilarious. I mean,
the match. And I own Baron Corbin's nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Oh, God.
Okay, but I think the match was forgettable in a way, but I think people will talk about this match because of the cash-in.
Oh, of course they will.
I mean, this is what a way to undercut Baron Corbin. But I think, in a sense, it is expected because I think based on last week, they realized that Baron Corbin cannot carry a mic.
No.
Because I think in a sense, I think for a sense of WWE's generic heel stereotype, you need to be a good talker.
Yeah.
At least a decent talker. And Baron Corbin got, like Sal said, Baron Corbin got ethered last week.
Oh, God, it was bad. I mean, like, even JJ did better going up against Miz than Corbin did going up against John Cena. And Miz went circles around JJ.
True.
Miz, like if there was an ethering scale, Corbin would, like, JJ would have been at like a 9 on that. That's how bad he got ethered by Miz. Corbin was like the full 10.
No, Corbin was a 12. He got 12.
Getting called a skinny fat loser and stuff. I mean, you're not going to come back from that.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
It's not. It's that final segment alone was a put downer for all of us, I think. The show was solid SmackDown was solid, decent and solid from start to finish with a couple of downs, but this one brought the show down for me. I mean, I think for a quick recap on everything, I think I'd say that it's a good match, but was put down by the final segment of the show, because when you pull out Baron Corbin's Money in the Bank, you're not only relying on one storyline, which is Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. That's it.
Yeah. I will say though, like them getting rid of Corbin's Money in the Bank, that actually makes me look forward more to SummerSlam because I don't have to worry about Corbin cashing in on Shinsuke when he wins. Because I am totally predicting a Shinsuke win here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's time for
I think we can
Dynasty
move on
to start.
I think it's time that it started. Okay. But okay. Final thoughts on the show. SmackDown. Taker, go.
C+.
Okay. Sal?
Was watching Gaki no Tsukai and I love Fashion Peaks.
So
you and your comedy shows.
You give zero shits about SmackDown.
You give zero shits about SmackDown.
Oh yeah, no, I gave 0 fucks. I did watch Fashion Peaks live though. That was hilarious.
Yeah, always. They're nailing. I think Fandango and Tyler Breeze are nailing these segments a lot.
Oh, they are.
Kudos to them. And even in their interviews about it, they're really enjoying themselves doing it. So yeah, kudos.
Well, it was something that they just started doing for shits and giggles.
Yep.
And now it's carrying them over.
Oh God, they're so over.
They are.
Okay.
I love these two.
Okay, never mind. Throwing that aside, I think it's a C+ as well. Well, yeah, it's a decent show, but was put down by the final segment of the show. With that, I think we could touch on.
Let's get ready for the Takeover pay-per-view.
Yeah, we can touch on Takeover pay-per-view. Okay, Takeover pay-per-view Brooklyn on. Okay, the full name is NxT Takeover Brooklyn 3. Again, we have about 5 matches. 2 of them are singles matches. The other 3 are for the title matches of the show. We have pre-show panels. We have pre-show panels as usual. And let's get kicking with one of them. One of the singles matches for the show. Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Almas with Zelina Vega.
I don't know the full storyline behind it all.
Me neither, because there's none. There's little to none.
Which is unusual for Triple H.
Yeah. Based on what I've heard, wasn't it like Gargano came back, won a competition, and Regal said, "Fine, you're getting Andrade."
Yeah, but that's a quick. I think that's a quick band-aid to put them in a story like this. Yeah. But I could see, but in a sense, I think it's a logical move because this is the first singles match on pay-per-view that Johnny Gargano has, and putting him with Andrade is okay. I think it's okay because without the lack of story and putting him in the singles title match like this, I think it's fine. I think if we want to go see it from a storyline standpoint, you're gonna be disappointed with this one because there's little to none. Like Sal said, Johnny Gargano winning a match and William Regal coming out and saying you're getting Andrade Almas in Brooklyn 3. That's it.
Yeah. But who goes over?
Probably.
That's a good.
Oh jeez, I was gonna say probably Gargano since he's the big returning baby face, but.
I think it's
Cien Almas. I see Cien Almas going over because
I could see that
because he seems to have dropped off of the partying type character, and this woman is keeping him serious now.
Yes,
Zelina Vega.
Getting rid of his ungovernable nature. Yeah, getting rid of his ungovernable nature, and that's making me mad.
But in a sense that you're getting rid of the gullible nature that Cien Almas has.
No,
I think it has improved him as again. Yeah.
Yeah, the ungovernable.
The ungovernable thing. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Getting rid of it, I think, improves his character.
He was under the basket with Los Ingobernables anyway.
Yeah, I know. I know, but he would do all the Tranquilo stuff, and now he doesn't do that anymore, and I hate that. I love the Tranquilo stuff. but he's a heel, so that's why it works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it improves his character a little bit.
There's one wrestler out of that faction down in CMLL I want to come up here more than anybody. Rush.
Oh, okay, Rush.
Rush, yes, God.
Honestly, I just want to bring him and all of LIJ over.
That's you fantasy booking, Sal. That's you fantasy booking as well.
Well, when we did our fantasy draft, remember, MDS, I took basically all of
LIJ, almost all of LIJ actually.
I missed one person. I got Rush.
You got Rush, yes.
I got most of Los Ingobernables of Mexico on my roster. So I put together a strong ass roster. Strong heel roster.
Who was the one guy from LIJ you didn't get?
I think it was Hiromu Takahashi.
How did you not get Hiromu?
I missed him.
He missed him because he's he's been juggling the draft pick with Swiss, I think, at the time.
No, I was also working. So
Yeah, he was also working, so he's. But anyway, in any case, okay. Between these two, Taker says Johnny Gargano goes over.
No, I said Cien Almas goes over.
Ah, okay.
I said Gargano. I'm leaning Gargano.
Right, okay.
Because Almas needs to win a match.
He does
on a big show, and this is because it's time. Sorry, Johnny. Sorry, Johnny Wrestling. You're going down. We're gonna see some of the Tranquilo stuff come out, and he's gonna rip you new. You're gonna have two assholes. You're gonna have two assholes after it's all over.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, okay. I think I'm gonna side with Taker on this, with Andrade going over as well. I mean, yes, I can see Johnny going over as well, but I think what kind of make my judgment on going with Andrade is that sure, Mae Young Classic is coming up, and as much as you wanted to see both Johnny Wrestling and Candice Wrestling get over a little bit more, I think the logical standpoint is going with Andrade getting a win and at least continuing this feud and building it up.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's move on to the quicker one. Next one. A hard-hitting match. I will think. Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami.
Someone's gonna die.
Who's gonna die?
Someone. I don't know who. It's probably gonna end up being young Hideo. That would be my guess, because they really seem to be getting behind Aleister Black, and he has a great look.
He has.
Oh, God. Yeah, he does.
Very distinct.
He goes in there, sits down, waits till his competition comes in, stands up, beats the shit out of him, pins him, sits down.
Then
I'm done. Next.
Yep.
I'm done.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, go on, Sal.
Sorry. I've just been really enjoying this because, you got two really hard-hitting guys. They've been slow building this. Hideo's turned to, like, the dark side. He's getting aggravated about getting passed up because of injuries and shit, And he's going after Aleister, who's this nice, new, young guy. Nice as in, like, he's good, Like
he's going to just, and Aleister's going to absolutely destroy him.
Yeah.
This is a character that I got invested more and more the more I watch him, because purely he's a badass.
Yeah.
I don't know where his allegiances lie. I don't care whether he's a face or he's a heel at this point. He's just a badass that I love.
He's a badass that transcends alignment.
Yeah.
Yes, he's in that tweener spot.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Exactly. And if I want to pull an old school line, this is how you build a new Undertaker, in a sense.
Yes.
This is how you build a new Undertaker.
Exactly.
Hopefully he does better than the other new Undertaker we have.
Let's sweep Bray Wyatt under the We do. I mean,
Bray can't do it.
No. Bray can't do it. We thought that he could do it, but he can't. But this is how you build. This is basically how you build a mystical character in a guise of the Undertaker, on a sense. You portray him as this person who doesn't speak a thing or just speak little. You put him out as this badass who just takes on opponents and just lays them out down and just goes, I'm done. Who's next? I'm done. Who's next? With the black mask. And they built the black mask kick to be one hell of a finisher.
Yep.
Because every single time he nails it, the match ends.
Yeah. They're protecting that finisher like they do in New Japan.
Yes. I agree with that one. And yeah, I'm interested in watching this match purely for the hard hitting and purely for the beatdown that both of them can give. I mean, Hideo Itami coming back from injury. I mean, hell, he's already getting traction as a heel who thinks that he's entitled to certain things because he's been there and he's missing out and he wants it now, and now he's facing Aleister Black. It's a weak storyline at most, but I think more people are coming in to this match more to watch these two beat the shit out of each other, basically. If I were to say that. I mean, this is the typical Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch kind of match. Hopefully that happens.
Oh yeah,
I love
those matches.
I love those matches too.
Yeah, no.
Jesus, they beat the hell out of each other.
And I kind of hope this match is a bit of a quicker one, like, those Oney Lorcan matches. Because a lot of Oney Lorcan matches, they only go about 10, 12 minutes at most.
But
But
again,
I like that.
But because they're going 100% the whole time.
Yeah, I know. And I like that,
No resting, no rest hold.
Love
No
that.
rest
I
hold.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just go out there, beat the shit out of each other for 10 to 12 minutes and leave. That's all I ask of you. You don't need all these fancy rest holds.
And we don't need all, aerial maneuvers. Some of them are good, but you get too overboard with a lot of it.
Yeah,
you can. Yeah. Sometimes, I do kind of like the Young Bucks, but even some of their stuff that I like, I look at it and I'm like, my God, that just seemed really convoluted.
I mean, okay. Segueing small bit for on the segment of the Young Bucks. I love more bang for your buck. Nowadays, I see it. Just that. I
know. It's like you see it a few times. It's like, holy shit, that's amazing. You see it over and over and over again. It's like,
yes.
Well, it's like the last woman standing match, Nikki Cross, Asuka, and the suplex off the ladder through the table. By women, mind you. That was like, holy shit. Who's going to get up now? Both of them. That happened.
Yeah.
That hasn't been done.
That's never been done in the United States that I know of.
Yeah.
And these two did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they pulled it off beautifully.
Yeah.
I think we'll gush on Asuka and Nikki Cross on last women standing match for a long while, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Match of the year candidate, in my opinion.
Very, very good match.
Yep.
That whole week was very good for women's wrestling. They main evented each show that week.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of them.
Yeah, the Raw, SmackDown, and NXT women main evented all 3 shows. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
But
anyway,
I think I was on that show with you guys for.
Yes, you did.
Yes,
it was the first show. It was the first show that we had.
That's right. Holy crap! It's all circular.
It's gone full circle on you again.
Yeah.
Well, we love having repeat guests.
Yeah,
we love it.
I'm glad I can help you guys out.
Thank you. Okay, never mind. Let's get back to the biggest question that I have. Who goes over? Or do we care who goes over on this one?
I'm thinking Alistair, but I really don't care either way or another. I think it'll be an awesome match.
It's going to be awesome. I can't pick one way or the other, but I'm saying whoever wins, I'm going to be happy for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I see Aleister Black going over against Hideo Itami, and I do like to see Hideo Itami getting more pissed because he got beat and he wants more. I like to see that more if it happens subsequently after Takeover, because it could be happening.
I can see
anyway. So let's move on. We have Authors of Pain versus Paul Ellering versus Sanity. Basically, Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane.
Oh my God, the beef.
Yeah. For the tag team match for the NXT
tag team.
Another
match sponsored by Arby's.
Yes. Oh yes.
Man, how do you even book a match like this?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing I need to point out. You have this kind of beef in the tag team for the NXT Tag Team Championship on NXT Takeover, and then you have that 4-way beef on SummerSlam. How much beef do we need to have?
All of it.
Stick a needle in my arm and pump it full of the beef.
Yep, exactly.
My arteries. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Just give me all of it. Just.
Do you need to head to Arby's and order the mountain meat
mountain again? Yeah.
This is what we're getting. Akam and Reza with Paul Ellering and Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane with Eric Young and Nikki Cross. This is what we're getting.
Just
story. I think the storyline was it's okay. I think the storyline picked up this week. I think on this week's NXT Takeover, where Sanity proved a point to the Authors of Pain. And
I like this week or was it last week where they zip tied?
It was this week, I believe.
It was last week.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it was last week.
Yeah,
it was last week. Okay, but I like that segment because it showed that Sanity had a slight more edge to it, and you kind of have a feeling that they could win this. But I think in reverse momentum theory, Authors of Pain still retains this title. I don't know. That's just me being logical.
Yeah, I could see that. Haven't there been rumors about Sanity getting called up and they're going to be like the payoff to the Breezango thing, or did they change that to make it Arn, or was Arn just Tully, or what's going on there?
I think Arn was just a Tully thing.
Okay,
And the line, the classic line that Arn used.
yes.
And I mentioned this last week. He used a line from A Few Good Men. You damn right I did. You know.
Yep,
Classic.
from Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson's character, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you order the Code Red? You damn right I did.
Yep. Oh man, Arn was great in that.
Yes, he is. Classic Arn for this, for that matter.
And, you know, Arn, even though he don't wrestle anymore, he's still over like Rover, man.
Yeah, he should have been Heath's first choice.
He should have. He should have.
You guys remember that, right?
What'd you say?
He should have been Heath's first choice. You remember that when Heath was looking for his tag partner?
Yeah,
he should have been
back in the fall.
Yeah.
Heath Slater and Arn Anderson. That would have been something. But anyway,
we almost got it until he said, "You're my last hope," instead of him being his first choice. I know. We were so close, MDS. So close.
We were so close. But anyway,
and I think Arn could still go. I really think Arn could still go, even with his neck problem.
He could probably do a one-off match. I could see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, okay.
The ultimate
we're going off on
every 10 years.
We're going off on a wide tangent where we're discussing about tag team matches, and suddenly we come up with a topic of Arn Anderson.
Well, he was an accomplished tag wrestler, so it isn't too crazy.
Okay, point taken. Anyway, okay. Storyline wise, it's decent. It just picked up, I think, a little bit. Who goes over in this one? Who wins? That's the biggest question because I have no idea who to pick.
Like I've been saying before, I think Sanity's getting called up.
Yeah,
because I think
then
we can.
They're going to be I think they are going to be the payoff for Fashion Peaks or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Fashion Files.
Yeah, Fashion Files.
Breezango
whatever the hell they're called this week.
Yeah, because that was the last Fashion Peaks was this past Tuesday. So
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But going on that, I can agree with that. I can agree with both of you on that one because persistent rumors saying that Sanity is getting called up, and if that happens, I think Authors of Pain could retain the title and Authors of Pain could go over because judging from reverse momentum theory as well, they did get beat up, so that could possibly be a sign that they're winning.
Yep.
But the question that I have two questions for that. Who else would face Authors of Pain for the title if Sanity loses?
Well, you still got Heavy Machinery. They could go again.
Yeah. Okay, that's one.
Honestly, that would kind of take part more of a back burner thing because right after this, they start the Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, so my best guess is they wouldn't even really worry about that right now. Just figure out who's winning that.
Yeah.
Okay. And my second question would be, how would Sanity be brought up? Would they be brought up as a tag team or as a stable?
You got to bring them up as a stable.
Yeah, I think you bring them up as the stable.
And you put them on Raw. You put them
on SmackDown?
Please no, because
why? That's where Breezango and them are is on SmackDown.
Okay.
If there doesn't need any more people.
That's reasonable. That means we're going to see Nikki Cross kick women's butt there.
Yes.
And then
Nikki Cross will probably dethrone Naomi. That'll probably be how it goes.
Yeah. And with that, that would lead to an excellent segue with Asuka champion versus Ember Moon.
It's almost like
the NXT Women's Championship. Yeah. I know someone is going to gush, but I think he's going to control himself tonight. Asuka, the champion, versus Ember Moon, the challenger.
My goddess, unfortunately, is going to lose and go up.
Unfortunately. Okay.
Yes. Probably, yes. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I want to see her go to SmackDown as well. And you know my reasons why, MDS.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the women except for, let's see, on Raw. All the women there except for
not Bliss, Mickey James. Not Mickey James.
No,
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
Yes, Sasha Banks.
The only one she's not feuded with.
She hasn't feuded.
Over on SmackDown, you've got Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Natty. Naomi.
Even if you want to mix Tamina, Carmella,
Lana,
for that matter, she hasn't really feuded anything. And if you want to go with the fantasy booking where Sanity calls up and gets sent to SmackDown, Asuka faces Nikki Cross again.
Yeah, would not mind an extension to that feud at all.
No, I would love to see those two go again.
Okay.
Makes me want to go and pull up that old NXT show with Asuka and Nikki Cross and just watch that match again. God.
Thank you, ma'am. May I have another?
Exactly.
Thank you, ma'am. May I have another? Seriously, my God. That match was great.
But
getting suplexed off the top rope into a pile of chairs. Good on you, Nikki.
Yeah. How did no one die?
Well, you have to remember that Nikki Storm, before she enters NXT, is already a hard hitter.
Yeah.
She's one of the toughest ones. She's one of the toughest women who hits hard, receives it well, and she can top it off with returning the favor back to you. So that's one thing.
And Asuka can do the same thing. She's strong.
Exactly.
She don't look like she's got that much strength to her, but my God.
I would not want to mess with Asuka.
No, I don't either. I wouldn't want to meet her in a dark alley and she's pissed off.
Seriously. Like, if I were to meet Asuka, I'd want it to be in a very well-lit room with a lot of open space, and I'd want to have, like, at least 5 other people with me.
And she'd still kick all your asses.
Yeah, no, she'd still kick all our asses, true. But, you know, I'd still feel a little safer knowing, I got 5 other people. Maybe I can use one of them as a meat shield and just run.
Oh, no, just share the pain. You got kicked. Rather than you.
The only thing I would ever say to Asuka if I ever met her was "Ohio," because I would bow very low.
Yeah,
out of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's my few questions to ponder. Okay. What are you guys' thoughts on Ember Moon currently now, heading into Takeover?
She's ready.
I've only seen bits and pieces, mainly because of my work schedule, but from what I've seen, Ember has been getting a lot better lately. Like, they've more or less started to figure out her character, so I think it would be fine for her to beat it. Yeah, I'd like that.
Taylor?
Like I said, Ember's ready. She's gotten a firmer grip. We all noted that injury to her shoulder was kayfabe. It wasn't real. And I think it was because they wanted her to work on her character more and get better in the ring before they put her with Asuka again. Because the first match that those two had was a bit shaky. There were some missed spots and stuff in that match, but overall it was a good match. But you know, and the dragging of the referee kind of left controversy, and then Asuka, jumping into that fatal 4-way or whatever the hell those girls were having, or battle royal, whatever the hell it was. And quote unquote injuring Ember Moon. I mean, that was a perfect way for her to go back and learn some more.
True. I mean, here's the thing. When we first saw Ember Moon, she was she was supposed to be portraying a supernatural mix of women and wolf all in one.
Yes.
Which
and it wasn't working. It wasn't working really well.
Which was met with mixed reactions initially. Nowadays, when you see her in the ring, she's more invested in her wrestler side rather than her animalistic side.
Yes.
And and now you see Asuka getting a little more invested with the match as well, because you see her punching in her hours basically on this one, where she puts in a little bit more effort. Not saying that she doesn't on every single match that she has. It's just that we can see her more focused on this feud that she has with Ember Moon. As for the question whether she's ready, I think she's ready. If she's ready to be the gatekeeper for the women's division championship. The question of who faces her next, I don't want to answer that now. because there's a lot. Well, there's a lot going on, and with Mae Young Classics coming up, even though it's already taped and it's already been shown, who knows?
Well,
Who knows?
the Final Four is going to be live.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Final Four is going to be live, and who knows what happened? What will happen on that one? Because
I see a
we know
pirate. I see a Japanese pirate.
Ah, please don't. I am going to mark out so hard for that one.
Kyrie Sane?
Yep.
Nice.
I mean, I've been a fan of her, even though she's more portraying a showman-esque character back on Japan. She is good as a wrestler, and she entertains the crowd. That's what's important on the Japanese side of things. If you can get the Japanese crowd cheering with you, that would be awesome. So that would translate a little bit more well with the Western side of the audience. So that's one thing.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. We see all of us. I think all of us in favor of Ember Moon getting the win finally over Asuka,
Yeah.
and unfortunately upsetting Asuka's long reign of undefeated championship reign to an end, much to Taker's sadness and sorrow.
And
Yeah,
Eddie
but she'll
Mack's
come up.
sadness.
She'll come up to the main roster and destroy everybody.
Taker will
Probably.
be sad, Eddie will be sad, and then Asuka will get called up.
And Asuka, a pissed Asuka who just lost her title, kicks every single women's ass.
Yes.
Probably
Yes.
on.
You know,
probably.
it's watching that contract signing between those two. Ember cuts a promo in English.
Mhm.
Okay, it's signs. Asuka signs and then proceeds to go off on her in Japanese, and I'm sitting there laughing my ass off, going, "I wish I knew what the hell she was saying."
Do you know what they were saying, MDS? What she was saying?
I got caught bits and pieces of it, but I missed it out on it entirely.
Okay.
Not my fault altogether because I was distracted at the time.
No, I don't blame you. I was just wondering if you could hear it,
Yeah, because her Japanese was very fast sometimes.
very
So you
fast.
can't
Okay,
really-
yeah.
because
Yeah, I kind of
even
figured.
her Japanese way of speaking is very fast. Sometimes you get what she's saying, you just need to tell her to slow down, please.
But she,
anyway.
all I know is she was selling. It sounded like she was selling being highly pissed off and offended.
Yes, it's the same as her. It's the same as her first. Her first rant in Japanese when she was going to face Nia Jax at the time. I believe.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, it's similar in the vein on that one. But anyway,
All right.
okay. So all three of us are going to say that Ember Moon is going to win on this one. Okay.
Yep.
And okay.
That leads
Nice
us
bow.
to the
Final
quote
match.
unquote final match. I don't know if it's going to be the final match. I'd like to see the women main event, but that's another story.
Okay.
Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre. Bobby Roode, the Nature Boy wannabe.
Okay.
That's what I call him. That's what
Okay.
I call him.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Versus
Is
Drew McIntyre.
Bobby Roode going up? That's the question. And if he does go up, where does he go?
There's a storyline for it. Drew McIntyre.
There's a couple stories I see happening if he went to Raw.
Yeah.
Him going after Miz.
Yeah, that could be. I'm just wondering, would he go up though? Because isn't he like 40?
He's
Hold on.
he's about 40.
He is
he's
40. Just turned 40 back in May.
Yep, he's just turned 40 back in May. I think he still has traction because honestly speaking, I don't want to see him go up on the main roster because he's proven to become a good gatekeeper for anyone who's had inspirations of going up to the main roster. You go up against Bobby Roode and see whether you're ready or not in their eyes. And if they say that you're not ready yet, then that means you're gonna still stick in development. That's what I see anyways. But on a more nostalgic standpoint, I think giving Bobby Roode his final chance of his final last moments of being a wrestler as a way of getting him going up to the main roster and just letting the crowd listen to glorious domination again. Sure.
Yeah.
It's an option.
That would be cool. Yeah. I wonder
Yeah, but
if
the problem with that entrance is that in NXT he's got the smoke.
Yeah.
And if they use that same entrance on the main roster, you remember they've gotten rid of a lot of the pyro. Even Becky doesn't have her smoke anymore.
Yeah. And then they gave all the
Oh,
power to
man.
Shinsuke, even though it didn't really fit his entrance at all.
Yeah, and the only one right now that still has smoke is Finn.
Yep.
Ah, yes, true.
The minute they get rid of that, they're going to kill that entrance. I mean, it'll look cool with the red lights and all, but you need the fog and the smoke.
Yes.
Yeah, true. I think there's debatable whether he's gonna keep it as a special entrance or no.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to pull off the smoke and mirrors every single time
Oh, yeah, no.
On a daily basis. No. It's
No.
If it's gonna be a special attraction, yeah, I can see that. But yeah. If let's say Bobby Roode gets pushed over and gets called up to the main roster, and eventually lands up in SmackDown, contest will be starting as to the longest entrance between him and Shinsuke Nakamura if that happens.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. They should try and bring back the Ghost of Taker.
Yeah.
So we can just get the true master of the long entrances.
Yeah.
Finn's got a long entrance.
Yeah.
Shinsuke's got a long entrance, but he dances down the ramp.
Yes.
Well, Bobby Roode gestures to the crowd. Gestures to the crowd. That's a long entrance.
Yeah. No, he does have a pretty long entrance. The way he just stands there
on the turntable.
Yeah.
On the turntable.
Yeah. But,
Okay. Okay. Here, let's go to the meat and bones of this thing. Storyline wise, Drew McIntyre got this chance when he beat Roderick Strong for to be the #1 contender last week. Or is
no. He already had a #1 contendership.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This past Wednesday's match was set up, quote unquote, supposed to be like 3 days before the pay-per-view, before the show. Mm-hmm. We all know it was taped very early.
But here's the thing. Though. Rood's interference.
If Roderick had won, he gets Roode at a later date.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre was not going to lose his #1 contendership because that match was already signed.
Okay.
That's my understanding of it. Drew McIntyre was.
Or do you think it was that if Roddy won, he would have been just added to the match at Takeover?
No, that was not. I don't think that was the plan. It was he would get Roode at a later date.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think I missed that one, but I think so. Okay. Because here's the thing, though. Because McIntyre beating Strong, just to prove a point, and even with Roode's interference on that match back in NXT this week, it could turn out to be an interesting affair with the main event on Takeover, where Bobby Roode facing Drew McIntyre. Who knows what Roderick Strong would do at that time? Because as much as I like to say that they're going to have a clean win on this, there's going to be a little bit of interference or just a little bit of dusty finish, or who knows.
Yeah. I am curious if they do end the reign here, though. Like, they end Roode's reign, because he hasn't lost it. I mean, obviously he hasn't lost it yet, you know what I mean? But I'm just curious. Like, is it going to be McIntyre, or are they going to try again with Roddy?
I mean, okay. Here's the thing, though. From what I see on NXT and on the general scene as a whole, Strong is portrayed as this sympathetic babyface that we know. Yeah. What with all the promos and what with all the story that he has on it. And he's no spring chicken. He's a veteran as well.
Yep.
So and so is McIntyre, but McIntyre has a few years a little bit younger than Strong does. And I think that they would plan on a reset with trying it again, but this time with Strong and McIntyre, because I for the first time I don't see the logic on it, but I think they're trying to reset. They're trying to do a small reset with Strong and McIntyre. How, I cannot say, because I haven't really seen NXT in entirety on a solid note. And I haven't even really seen Strong's body of work a lot on NXT. But in a sense, that is the path that they wanted to go. Because like I said, like Taker said, if they wanted to call Roode up to the main roster, like as a kind of a final hurrah before he retires and all that, this would be a logical move on it. So yeah,
I could see that.
because Rude and McIntyre is this match to me. I think it has, for the first time, I would say that this match has a less precedence than Asuka versus Ember Moon, and it's surprising for me.
I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that.
Because it's surprising. Not saying that Bobby Roode is a bad champion. He's a good champion.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm more invested in Asuka versus Ember Moon storyline and match rather than Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre, both storyline and match. So yeah. Final thoughts on this? Who goes over?
I think it's going to be Drew, but that's just me, and I think it'll be a decent match at least.
It would be. It would be a decent match at least.
It'll be a solid match. It'll be a solid match. I'm sure of that, and I see Drew going over as well.
Mm-hmm. But what happens to Roode? Would he stay in NXT or would he go to the main roster?
I think he'd stay for a little longer, like challenge for the belt at least once more.
Mm-hmm.
Because have his rematch, lose, and then go up.
Yeah. Maybe get maybe get pulled aside for a couple of shorter little feuds along the way. But that's just my idea.
Yeah. Well, they can do something with him and Roddy, not for the title.
Yeah.
Just have it be a grudge match.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Or you can start off with a triple threat with Drew McIntyre and all those other two. Roode is going to definitely if Roode loses, Roode's definitely going to take his spot for rematch clause, for one. And Strong would love to be interfering in that one.
Maybe him just, all Roddy would have to do is just show up at ringside, and it would distract Roode enough to where he'd probably lose. I could see that happening.
I mean, that's how we see it, anyways. But yeah, it's gonna be McIntyre going over against Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship. Who knows whether Bobby Roode's gonna get called up now or gonna get called up probably after Survivor Series? Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, that would be our prediction, our small prediction for Takeover. Looking forward for Takeover Brooklyn, guys?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I won't see it live. I probably won't see it until Sunday or Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Yeah,
because of my work schedule.
Mm-hmm. I would probably catch SummerSlam, probably. I'm gonna rewatch Takeover. I'm gonna watch Takeover back when I have the time. I think I'm gonna invest more on SummerSlam because that's the body of the work that we're gonna do.
Oh yeah, SummerSlam.
I can't see this Takeover outshining SummerSlam this year. The last 2 years, Takeover has done it.
Agreed. Last 2 years, Takeover has outshined SummerSlam for the past 2 years in a row. This time, I think it's more because NXT is going on a small transition period where they don't have enough talent to push up, and suddenly in the future they're gonna have a lot more talent working with them in the NXT line. Who knows?
Well, yeah, NXT has been pretty much gutted the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
But yeah, they made their acts and then they got taken for the main roster. So yeah, you're right. They're in a rebuild mode.
They're in rebuild mode for this one. So yeah. But all in all, it's gonna be a solid match. I predict that it will come what may. I think it's gonna be a solid B show. It's gonna be a solid B for me. Yeah, predicting the grade for it, in my opinion. Even though I'm gonna jump the shark on that one.
No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
they've put out the last 2 years. Takeover Brooklyn has put out A+ shows 2 years in a row. They had the talent then. Now they don't, and they're gonna do the best they can. It's gonna be a B. It's gonna be a solid B, maybe even a B+ show. But you know what? It's NXT. They're there to learn.
Yep.
Yes. Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing wrong with a B+ show. Most shows would kill to be a B+ show.
Exactly. I mean, what with the layout of independent shows on states?
Yeah.
GFW, ROH, PWG, all that.
CZW.
And let's not forget that, CZW. And let's not forget that NJPW is already churning out a lot of great shit.
Oh yeah.
Just several past weeks.
That G1 finals was insane.
I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Why don't you give us a quick report on it, or Sal?
All right. Well, a good thing I have my notes up for it. The final match was absolutely insane with Tetsuya Naito over Kenny.
Oh, that is gonna shock everyone, though. That is shocking everyone.
I know that match was insane. I went 4 3/4. You could probably even convince me to go the full 5 stars.
Okay, I'd go for, I think 4.5 to 4 3/4 would be my guess, because
I was right on the edge.
Yeah, you can see both Naito and Kenny Omega having both their numbers. I mean, they know each other very well at this point in time. They kind of have this great chemistry with each other, so much so that they can actually just go at it and with their eyes closed and pull off a great match.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. I mean, I also think Naito helps rein in some of Kenny's like over excesses that bug me a bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, character-wise, Kenny Omega has always been a showman rather than a wrestler.
Yes.
I mean, here's what's gonna be gonna entertain Taker for a little bit. Kenny Omega has worked with Asuka, formerly Kana.
Yep.
And yeah,
isn't he signed by WWE now, Omega?
No.
He's the reigning New Japan US champion. So.
He is not going to be signed by WWE if he's holding that title. But here's the fun bit. Kenny Omega followed Kana's mannerisms little bit by bit, and it was entertaining as shit.
Yes.
You should totally watch this. You should totally watch a match.
Yeah.
It was a mixed tag match between I can't remember who their opponent was, but they were partnered up against each other, Omega and Kana. Even with the butt padding, that was fun. But anyway, Naito and the biggest news that would be funny as hell would be the return of Daryl Takahashi.
Oh my gosh, Daryl returned from the dead.
Daryl's Daryl is alive.
Yes. Daryl is alive. At least we're not going to see Hiromu being mopey over nothing on his arms again.
Someone else who was alive and one of the coolest moments I'd ever seen in a wrestling show was Katsuyori Shibata walking down to the ring. I mean, that was a hell of a moment.
Oh yeah. I mean, what was his story back then where he was injured, I think?
Yeah, he had a subdermal hematoma. He almost died.
Yeah.
And, he walked down to the ring, sat in the ring, and to see the reaction from the crowd, it was insane. I mean,
he didn't have to speak. I think he didn't have to say anything to the crowd, and even that would get a positive reaction because we're just so happy. We're just so happy that Katsuyori Shibata made it back to the ring again.
Oh, yeah, no, everyone went insane. Like, people were crying in the stands and stuff. And I'm like, holy crap, this was like the pop was huge. The reaction was incredible. I was loving every minute of it, and then all he says is, "I'm alive." That's all. I'm just like,
that was epic.
I know.
It was like I kicked death straight in the face and I'm still alive.
I know.
That was perfect.
Yes. And someone translated his blog post and posted it on Twitter, and the reason why he wanted to do this is because after the injury, he couldn't even walk to the back all the way by himself. He had to be held back. So he wanted to be able to go to the ring and back under his own power. Like that was one of his goals. So,
because it was devastating what happened to Shibata when it happened.
Yeah,
that was terrible. But seeing him back again, wow.
Was it an accident in the ring that caused it, or
he headbutted Kazuchika Okada really hard, and it caused the subdermal hematoma, which is pretty much like bleeding of the brain that pools up.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So
and people were saying that he's critical. He's in critical condition at that point. At that time. Yeah.
And he's doing a lot better now. I still don't think he's ever going to wrestle again, which I hope he doesn't. I don't want him to die.
He won't, because it always brings us the precedence about headbutts in the ring.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up that precedence again and again. This is one prime example. Okay.
Could you see him doing a manager role?
Oh, they actually hired him as a coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Shibata doesn't really translate well to a managerial role. He's more of a hands-on talent. So
Yeah, he's
him
like
going
a
as a
quiet
coach.
man, a few words who will kick your ass.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, and some other big things that happened is we actually had a title change on this finals. Ryusuke Taguchi and Ricochet defeated the Young Bucks for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship.
Should I say finally? On that one? Finally.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just surprised, like, when I looked at this, because I looked online and I found out that Ryusuke Taguchi is the leader of a stable that includes Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, they're Chaos, I believe, right?
No, they're Taguchi Japan.
Okay, Taguchi Japan. There you go.
Why
Sorry.
in the hell is Ryusuke Taguchi leading any stable?
I don't know. Don't ask me, because the idea is you have to you know this better than I do, and I just started watching NJPW, and the most that I know about the Japanese wrestling is that you have to go into a team to get over first before you can go on as a singles wrestling. And Ryusuke Taguchi bringing a team, that is so surprising to the 9th degree.
Yes, I know. He's a total butt monkey. I mean, he's a funny butt monkey. He's a butt monkey. He's not the guy who should be leading your stable.
He's the Joker of the of the division, and yet he leads the division.
Yes,
and people saying that supposedly Hiroshi should be leading a team or a stable. Yet again, you have Taguchi leading the team.
Yes. Yes.
But
it would be like if Yano was the leader of Chaos.
Oh, please don't. I am glad that the leader is just Geto.
And don't get me wrong, I love the hell out of Toru Yano. He's hilarious.
He is,
but he's
but
got the...
it's unprecedented. It's unheard of that a clown and a Joker is a stable of a team.
Yes, he's not the guy who should be leading your team.
But
that
there
happened.
You got.
Yeah. And then we had another return. The Killer Elite Squad.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about these teams. Can you enlighten me on this one?
Okay. I don't know much about I know about Davey Boy Smith. He was a pretty decent wrestler in WWE for however long he was here. Got released. It wasn't anything amazing, but he was solid enough, decent big man. His partner I don't know much about.
Oh, okay.
So, but them back, I think that'll be interesting.
That'll be interesting
from what I can get.
Because Western wrestlers translating to Japanese wrestling scene has always been decent, if not good.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's excellent.
Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody did a lot for that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Those two guys, Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody, did a lot for Americans getting over in Japan.
Yep.
A lot.
Yep.
And let us not forget Abdullah the Butcher either.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot. There's
King
a lot.
King of the Death Match.
Yeah.
All the scars on his head, he could put poker chips in and just sit them there.
He isn't lying either.
No, it's true.
Because you can literally see the cuts on his forehead.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And they returned after a match between War Machine and Cody Rhodes and Hangman Page. And Gorilla of Destiny actually came out after that match too, and they were about to challenge War Machine to a title match, a tag title match, and then the Killer Elite Squad returned. So it's looking like it's going to be a triple threat match for the tag belts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's knowing Japanese booking on the wrestling side, storyline wise, they have to build this up a lot.
They do.
I mean, but anyway, G1 was highly entertaining. This year's G1 was highly entertaining. From Daryl's death to Daryl's rebirth again.
Reincarnation.
Antics of reincarnation of Daryl.
Now,
Kenny Omega's antics.
Now, Sal, you can drop your hatred of Fale, right?
God, I did tweet about this. Well, part of it, Daryl coming back was awesome, but on day 17, Bad Luck Fale went up against Yuji Nagata, and this was Yuji Nagata's last G1 match ever.
Mm-hmm.
And Bad Luck Fale got the win, but the way he acted so respectful to Nagata, it almost made me mad at him. Like, damn it, man, I'm supposed to hate you for what you did to Daryl. Stop being so respectful to Blue Justice.
Well, you have to remember, respect goes a long way in NJPW, especially in the JPW.
Yes, it does. And I did like that. You know, he threw up the 2 sweet sign at him, and Nagano did the salute, and then he just bowed, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
you're not. Stop being nice. You're not all bad. Damn it! It's like I'm so reluctant to give him any praise.
But you had to.
Yeah,
I had to. Yes,
Okay.
but no, that was a very very cool moment, and the crowd going crazy for Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata. That was
great.
That was great.
I mean,
I mean, you know, this might be a bit of a hot take, but I thought Yuji Nagata was honestly like one of the top 5 performers in this G1.
I would be hard pressed to not agree with you on that one.
And this is a guy who's 49 in his last G1, top 5 performer.
And you have to remember, this guy has been pulling on all the strings, even if it's low card, mid card, upper card.
Yep.
He has been pulling he has been pulling good matches with everyone, almost everyone on the talent roster.
Yeah, he had. That was, I mean, if that was your final G1, then he went out with a hell of a bang.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this G1 on a quick hot take has been excellent from the get go.
Oh yes,
Bullet Club Antics was fun. Lij was fun. I mean, there's not much low spots or low bars, bar a few that I couldn't really bring up yet off from memory, but it was an entertaining show from start.
Yeah,
Taker, if you're still,
I'm here. I'm just listening to you guys talk because I don't know much about, and I don't know much about G1.
Yeah.
I'm being educated here.
Okay, so if you're going to go into NJPW from the get go, I think this G1 would be a good place to start.
Yeah. I mean, I had like watched a few matches before this, but like this was honestly my first foray into the New Japan, like my first real foray into it. And like, you know, I've been keeping track of some storylines and stuff, but as a first foray, this really helped me out a lot. And I mean, yeah, it was a great way to get acclimatized to it and to see a lot of it.
Yep. Okay. Because you have a little bit of everything. You have comedic wrestling at its best. You have technical wrestling at its best. Yep. You have even strong style at its best.
Yeah, brawling, strong style at its best. I mean, my God, Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh, I think we could gush on that for about a half-hour show if we don't have that much time yet.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, like you said, if you said Blue Justice would be one of the five most entertaining wrestlers in G1 currently right now, you could put in Tomohiro Ishii on the same spot as well.
Oh yeah, no, you could. I mean, he was great. I mean, just trying to get your top 5 down would be hard because there was so much talent in this one. I mean, Okada really brought it this G1, I thought.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the year where I think he cares about it more. Because I think he believes that right now he sees a lot of the talent as main legitimate threats to his title. So that's one thing.
Okay.
And then
speaking of that, you know, bringing it, let's step back a little bit. I'm going to ask a question of you two.
Okay.
We know one of the big title matches this weekend on SummerSlam, and I want to get your thoughts. Which Shinsuke Nakamura is going to show up? The one who nails it in, or the one who's actually going to go and work his ass off with Jinder Mahal?
I think it's going to be the second one. The bright lights are going to be on. The stars are going to be at their brightest. You know, I think this is going to be where we see Shinsuke going all out,
kind of like he did when he was with Cena.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. For me, I think I would agree on that. I would have a small bit where he could be possibly mailing it in, but I think with the bright lights, because this is one of the big 4. This is one of the big shows that he needs, and he needs a win on this one. So I think he's gonna be more invested on this one. It's not impossible for him to mail it in because of his advancing age and all that, but I think he's going to be more invested on this one. But yeah, that's a quick one.
Anyhow, we need to start wrapping this up. So final thoughts on the week that was WWE. Yes.
I would say it was overall, I think it was a good week for WWE. Surprising that Raw is suddenly picking up pace while SmackDown is floundering a little bit, but knowing SmackDown's booking division and booking style and all that, I think they're just fine. They're just a little bit lost in translation right now. Raw picking up was a pleasant change of pace because We just need SmackDown, like I said with you, like you said with me last week. We just need SmackDown to pick up the pace again, and we have a great week of wrestling, whatever come what may. And I am looking forward for SmackDown, even though it's gonna be us covering 13 shows,
Yeah.
13 matches, actually, not shows, 13 matches.
Yeah, 13 matches, and that's tomorrow's show. That's a special edition on SummerSlam that we're going to have. That starts at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yep. Okay.
Tomorrow
Sal,
morning.
what do you think about this week?
Yeah, I thought this week was pretty good. I mean, like I said, I skipped most of SmackDown, so I'm probably going to be far kinder to it because
Okay.
I only really watched Raw and some of NXT. But, yeah, Raw was very, very good. I mean, the last hour bummed me a bit, but then I had the beef at the very end. So,
Okay.
it was a good week. Good week, but
Good week.
Yeah.
All right. So it was a good week for me. Like I said, Raw kept me occupied. I mean, I didn't want to get out of my seat. If I did, I would pause it, and I'm not one to pause tapes that of a show that if it doesn't grab my attention, if I need to step away to the bathroom, I go. I mean, I just let it run. But not this week. It was just so many things, and everybody. I mean, they came down the whole stretch to the finish line, and everything is in proper order going into Sunday, in my opinion. For Raw, for SmackDown, it's not quite there yet, but maybe it'll tie up some loose ends at SummerSlam. I don't know. NXT, it's going to be a good show. We're predicting a B plus show, and like you guys both said, there are promotions out there. If they had pay-per-views, they would kill to have that.
I agree.
This is Friday. We have several podcasts on tap. We're going to have Two Guys, One Sport. They come on this evening around 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. We have Straight Shootin with Tanya Rogers. That's an affiliated one. We have Straight Shootin with Tanya Rogers no, that's not Straight Shootin. That's Wednesday night.
Wednesday night
with Tanya Rogers and
Andrew Swift.
Andrew Swift. Thank you. I can never get that name. I always forget that one.
Okay, we have that, and we have Rudo Radio.
Yes, we have Rudo Radio. We also have Not Your Demographic
as well. Yeah, you have us Shooting the Breeze on every Friday.
Right.
Always going to be here, Shooting the Breeze.
Yeah.
As well as.
And then right after you have me and Fizzy on Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling, which usually starts at 1, and I should be going now.
Yeah.
That's why we're going now. That's why we're closing it up.
We're rough at this.
I want to thank you guys for having me on, and I need to GTFO.
We've had way too much freaking fun. All right, guys. I'll see. MDS. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Right.
At let's see, it'll be 8:30 my time, so it'll be an hour earlier than normal.
Yes, we are definitely going to do that. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a special Shooting the Breeze where we are going to predict, cover, and talk all about SmackDown.
SummerSlam.
SmackDown, my ass.
You said SmackDown. It's SummerSlam. Yes.
It's SummerSlam. Yes. Okay.
$20 fine.
Fine, I'll give you the $20 fine. Okay, yeah, SummerSlam. Okay. We're going to cover SummerSlam. We're going to predict the matches, going each bit by bit. We're going to have special guests. We're going to have four
panel members. You have to tune in to find out who they are.
Yeah.
I don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah, we're not going to reveal too much. Even though we're still new to this, we're not going to reveal a little bit too much because this is a big undertaking that we're having.
Yep.
We're going to be working Iron Man for this one.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because I have to work all night.
Yeah, exactly. So you can catch Taker's Meeting at Taker's Meeting on Twitter. Taker underscore Meeting. Yeah, correct. And you can catch him also on Cage Side Seats, usually on the nightly and occasionally on the daily as Taker's Meeting as well. You can ask him a lot of things, just talk about shit and all that. You can catch me on Twitter at BeckyGotBank666 on Twitter. Just hit me for anything. I'll be occasionally on nightly. I'm trying to because I'm quite busy currently.
Yeah, you forgot to plug Swiss for the name.
Oh yeah,
it's all his fault.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Swiss Last Kicker. This is all your fault for plugging my Twitter. This is gonna be my Twitter from now on. Who knows? But okay. This has been Shooting the Breeze, episode 8. guys, we're already episode 8. I can't wait until we're reaching episode 10.
I can't either.
All right. So this has been a fun.
It's been a fun show. We had way too much laughter. We had way too much fun. But you know what? Who cares?
Who cares? We're shooting the breeze anyway. So
that's right. All right, guys. We'll see you. We'll see most of you. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Man. Catch you guys later.
Later on. Bye.